So guys, these graphics are looking absolutely crispy. They're not perfect. They were actually a complete pain in the balls to put on, but look pretty good. I just have to razor blade these edges or something. That they like don't line up if you want to go to try to push it in, and it will just kind of fold or create a crease. It doesn't really line up perfectly, so I'm gonna have to trim that or do something with that. We'll fix that up before we put it on, obviously. Pretty psyched that we sold the 2004 CR125. That was a good bike, and the kid and his father were super nice, so I'm glad they're getting a good bike. Alrighty guys, it's the morning after. So the 2001 I can't get to run right. The guy was coming to check out the two of the bikes, but I'm just gonna show him this one because the other bike, like I said, needs work. I think it needs carb clean or you know, a different size pilot or something. It doesn't want to idle very good, or I have to bump start it too. Super big pain. So this one's got Excel wheels, like we know. We paid $550 for a 400EX, and we traded the 400EX for this bike and 160. So really we paid like $390 for this thing. And I got a new piston with this thing, an extra pipe, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's super clean. I'm happy with the way this bike turned out. Start up for you guys quick. This guy's almost here, so I don't want to have it running for too long. But I think it clears out a little better than that when it's running for a few minutes. But anyways, hopefully I'm gonna get 2,000 for this bike. I'm not gonna take any less because super good condition, and these Excel wheels and a bunch of other stuff. So also I swapped out the forks for the other the ones that were built by that company. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna put those on the 04 with the title and the Electron. But yeah, it's been a really good bike. I haven't ridden it at all, to be honest. I mean, I just rode it and it's a blast, just to make sure everything's good for the kid. I'll update you guys whether we sell it or not. Oh, a few little problems with this thing. The carb leaks gas when you leave it on. What else? These handlebars are kind of beat up. They could use some paint. Number plate's a little beat up, but other than that, minty. I kind of was just thinking in the back of my head, I didn't have that bike posted. Maybe I could have gotten more. You never know, because I had that other crappy 01 CR125 with no aftermarkets posted for $18.50, and I had people wanting to come check it out like hotcakes. So I just wonder, maybe I could have got 21 or 22, but it is what it is. Date time, we are in the truck again. You guys know what that means. I've been trying to stay in the house because of this whole coronavirus crap. So gotta get out once in a while, I guess, though. And what better to do than go pick something up? I will give you guys, it is a quad, and based on the pictures that we were looking at, it looks low hours, like all original, great shape, but we'll see when we get there. So here's the new quad, boys. Articat 50 2004. All the stock graphics. And it's super clean. Needs to be power washed, but tires are good. I noticed this one little crack right here in the plastics, but it's got kickstart and electric start. It's a little bit finicky. I have the key turned all the way. There we go. Guy reminded me to put the parking brake on because it'll creep. Fully automatic. Look at that girl. She purrs. Just needs this rear assembly right here. And that's all. Other than that, we got ourselves a good running quad. We paid $450 for this thing. I think it will return like, you know, $750 or something. Honestly, might just pull this off. I don't know, is that bad? I guess we want the kids to be safe, huh? I'll probably just order a new one. But look how small this silencer is. Oh my god, in my hand. That's crazy. Alright guys, I also want to look at our blaster today. This has kind of been sitting outside on the back burner for a little while I'm waiting for the new clutch, which I just put down somewhere, and I don't know where, but we have a new basket for it. This one is broken, and the gear on it, on the back of it, is busted as well. I broke this trying to take it off, so that was smooth. We removed our peg assembly. We have a new seat cover. We gotta paint up these bars. New front bumper. We have a headlight. So boatloads of work to do on this bike. Let's see how bad this clutch basket is. So this is just a used clutch from eBay. It's like 20 bucks. It's actually like super grooved, but we'll be able to get some of that out with a file. So I'm going to do that. This is the gear that broke off, by the way. Found that out. Shout out to the Blaster forum that I signed up in. Sorry for your ears, guys. Look at that. Alrighty guys, a few days later we are back with the Blaster on this fine afternoon. Where did we leave off? We just had gotten this little holding nut off of the clutch here, so let's pull it and see what we got for carnage back there, and we'll get the new hub. I filed it all down, it's ready to be put on, but we do have to be careful of the order that these nuts and washers come out, because I know that this can be a little complicated. So get that on video. We'll focus up in there and let's go. Okay, so we got the nut here. I'm gonna lay these across the floor in the correct order so we don't forget what goes where. Let's just take this off. Oh. Okay, so there's no washer there. There's a spacer here, it looks like, on this little spline. There we go. Used hub that we bought, and this is the one that we had. As we can see, we're missing the gear there. So it's out with the old. I'm gonna clean this off a little bit before we throw it on, and we should be good to ride this thing, hopefully. I'm not super familiar with these Blaster motors, really, guys, but everything looks smooth in here to me. I mean, everything's turning super smooth. I don't see any broken teeth, so all good news as far as that. Other than this clutch, we're gonna throw some assembly lube on all these gears and everything before we throw this back together. Is this thing opened? No. Why would it be? This actually kind of sucks, guys. Examining these clutch baskets, the one that broke is actually, I mean, it's got wear, but not a whole lot compared to the one that we bought used on eBay. We did smooth these out a whole lot. They're still ridged though, but you know, the squad's just getting flipped. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially Blasters. They're kind of cheaper quads, so you go spending a whole lot of money, you're never gonna get a return on your investment. We got our tool mounted up. Oh. I fell.
You fell?
This thing was actually on there so tight the other day that trying to get it off, I broke this socket. I cracked it, if you guys can see. So the rest of this should be easy, just installing our clutch pack here. These fibers look like they were not replaced recently, but they look like they're in good shape. So that's good news. So we're gonna have our knobbies, like our tapered edge kind of facing out here. I don't think it really matters which way you put it, as long as they're all facing the same way. And then after you put in one fiber and one steel, supposedly this piece goes in. I'm not really sure what the point is, but and these barely require any torque at all. I think it's 7 foot-pounds or so on most quads and bikes. I believe I got this Kickstarter assembly in there, right? With the little spring end going in this hole right here, and that tab up against that little surface there to hold it in place. I believe that's right. So it's time for our side case. Make sure that gasket's good on there. It's obviously not perfect, but I think she'll do. Perfect.
Ooh, I'm not myself tonight. Been a minute since I heard this song. Ooh, I might get drunk tonight, 'cause the feeling's coming on too strong. When your heart has given up and your soul has had enough, raise your glass and make a toast to the ones we hate the most. Really most, really.
Now I'm not sure why this line's in the way here, or where it goes. Sounds good to me. Our back brake ain't working, but now we just fill it up with oil, and we should be good to go. We got a blaster with a new top end, an air filter that's brand new. We're gonna have fresh oil. This thing's gonna be sweet, as long as it's not smoking when I start it up and has bad crank seals like the CR125.
We're making an absolute mess here.
Just a disclaimer before I try to start this thing, it was not running great before we had issues with the clutch, so we might need some carb work additionally to what we have worked on so far. Let's see if it starts up.